Well, Johnny's underway, so we'll see how far back Jack is. There's a little bit here to get us lined up. We're underway here, Jack. Game number 1, JonnyLink and Jackimus.
Yep, here we go. Game numero uno. Johnny not doing the manipulation, and Jackimus is also not doing the manipulation.
And now they're lined up, and you are seeing them as others may have seen this already. And I believe there was only 2 people besides myself who watched both races at the same time. Nice little nuke from Jack there to finish the room. So going to be, looks like a slight Jack lead. Going to be a 39 versus a low 40. Let's see how collect power-ups is going to line up.
Well, it's collect power-ups. You would like to collect some power-ups. In this case, I would like an orb right away, game. Are you going to give me one?
And indeed it did. We have a Razor Shield for Johnny. Got swung at there as it was forming, but did not take any damage. Can't get that foot. That Razor Shield keeps you away from the side of the room. So, bit of a bad break for Johnny there.
Yeah, he's making good use of his Razor Shield offensively. They
Great
love
way,
to see that.
Great way to use those in general, especially in those early rooms on an orb. Gets rid of it here at the tail end. And is going to be out here down about 4 seconds, give or take.
Yeah, keeping the pace pretty close is Johnny, despite not getting an orb early. He is going to get one here after some scary moments. He's got one though.
Shenanigans, how I would describe that. We've seen 2 bat swings. We've seen a shrapnel miss and a swirl body part. So there's been 4 near misses here for Johnny. But in the end, setting up here nicely, maybe gave away like a second, but overall, going to be holding it down.
Yeah, he's got some grenades on the feet there, but not the worst time for them.
I mean,
looks like he wasn't able to break his Razor Shield, though.
Yeah, that kind of hurt him a little bit. Those grenades make things so inaccurate. Jack getting invulnerability, gets a Razor Shield. Will Jack go for it? Does get it a little wavy on the movement, but no problems. Keeps the orb healthy. Johnny, meanwhile, nothing really protecting. Having to leave the middle, but right on back in. Very tight, very solid.
Jackimus is trying to break the rest of his Razor Shield. Doesn't seem to be working too good for him right now, Bri.
Well, sometimes you just got to let it come to you here. You just wait for that big group at the bottom, and you can slam it in there. You just got to be careful. And a Razor Shield now for Johnny, setting up with a full set. Jackimus finally cracking that shield. Let's see if Jack can finish this out strong. Sub 3 definitely on the table here. And it's looking like, yeah, I think it's going to be a sub 3 here, Jack.
Yeah, 257 for Jack. It's a pretty decent pace.
What's going on Johnny's side? Is this Johnny just practicing?
Maybe that was a practice.
Because this did not happen. Well, shoot. I guess not. Dino, I asked him to give me the thing. I just assumed he was going to highlight the 5 runs. Apparently not. Wow, Jack continues to run here in tank trouble. We're making all kinds of history here. Jack scrambling here, gets rid of the left gunner, gets rid of the right gunner with some diagonal fire. Now has control of the middle. Well, has to leave a little bit. Second tank shot, ignoring the tank. A little dicey there, perhaps. Continuing to go down. Grenades on the feet. That's not good, Jack.
No, it's really not, but that nuke will at least get me back in control of the room. I mean, get Jackimus back in control of the room.
There you go. And Rocket's now really going to start slaughtering, finishing it out. Gets rid of the shrap before it blows up. Solid time. You always take anything 450 and under, honestly. Quite good into the Mutoid bedroom. And hey, if you get like a 90-second or better, you'll PB.
Well, let's see what Mutoid has in store for Jackimus.
Well, that was a good start there. Had a spreader, didn't take the death. Gets sniped, unfortunately. Now going to a lobber. And it looks like JonnyLink is behind into the Mutoid Man room. If this is indeed the run, I believe it is. So we're back on track here. Jack getting a spreader set up, firing his whole way in, but it's so close it won't matter. Johnny gets the ball buster. It's a very nice takedown there. Vulnerability for Jack. He's Oh, that was close. Made the motions and the movement to get there. And is going to set up nicely. Probably going to get a glitch toy here. And takes a death to get the rocket at the door. Look at this. Some heads up play here from JackimusWedge. We got a spreader for Johnny. It's getting blocked. Yeah, it got blocked.
Oh,
Things,
bad break for Johnny. We got a glitch toid over on Jackimus's side.
yeah, if he would have got one more decent drop here, it's definitely a PB for Jack. He was looking at potentially a sub 540, but things kind of got a little sideways there with those drops. And then a spreader because, of course.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's, typical. Game just likes to tease you.
It sure does. It's good at that. Jack, meanwhile, lobbing in some shots. Head pop for Johnny. Jack gets it done here. It's going to be a low 6 for Jack. An opening salvo. Very, very solid from Jack. And going to be setting up here for a 1-0 lead as Johnny gets shrapped.
Yeah, Jackimus takes game number 1. It is best of 5, though. We'll see if Johnny's able to rally in the next game. He's just going to finish this off here. This lobber probably should do it.
Probably should be blown up in the next few seconds for sure and gets it there. Lobber is enough for the final form if you're accurate. Provided Mutoid's not completely trolling with the movement, you can get that done. For sure. For sure. It's 1-0 Jack here. I don't think there was too much time between it, other than between two of them, because everyone was all doing things and stuff. But we'll worry about that when we get to the thing. JonnyLink goes down by 36 in the opening one here, taking a slug off his drink. Blast from the Past, I believe, is the title of that drink because it happened in the past. You see. Ha ha.
It sounds like a tasty drink.
Sure do. It sure do. And Johnny has disappeared from his chair. He's turned into John Cena. You can't see him. Oh, he's back. Okay, good. So we'll be underway for game number 2 here. Best of 5, JackimusWedge, up 1-0. And we'll have to wait and see how she'll play. Now, we didn't see most of Johnny's first run because, well, things happen sometimes.
We watched him practice in the middle of a race.
Yeah, we're live, pal. That's how she goes. Setting up here, we'll be underway momentarily. Game 2, triple header coming at you tomorrow, Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern here on GG Speedruns. I don't know who's calling it, if anybody. I don't think anyone's actually signed up for commentary on that yet. But it will not be me. I will be out on a date, so won't be happening. That's right. Old guys like me do occasionally get dates. Good luck.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, more than a little bit. So pausing here in Belgium because it's Tantan, and we are underway. Game number 2. JonnyLink, JackimusWedge, both picking up their razor and going to work. Really, the goal here is just good firing lanes and avoid getting sabotaged by grenades or early nuke. That's pretty much where you're at.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty quick room for both racers here. Dead even they'll be going into collect power-ups.
Couldn't make it much closer than that. It is definitely under a 1/5 of a second. It's probably closer than that. Well, let's see how the opening drops play out for them. Johnny versus Jack. Collect power-ups. You want to see orb, rockets. Spreader is fine. Well, spreader's all right. Let's see what Jack can do. Vulnerability for Johnny. You get a foot to pair with it. That's real nice. But even chaining these invulnerabilities, you can do some serious damage in this room.
Jackimus has rockets, but he's not using them too great.
He's chasing that orb drop, so definitely a little inaccurate there. Picking up a couple feet. Now down to the pea shooter. Let's see. Now the rockets were all right, but in the end, it's going to be basically, again, a dead heat.
Yeah, very close race through the first couple of rooms here. Let's see if anyone will get an orb. Oh, Jackimus got swirled.
I don't know if that's going to cost him time, though. The way it was setting up, I think that didn't cost any time.
There were not a maximum amount of shrapnels in the room, but it's going to make it all the more difficult for him to get in control. Oh, never mind, there's rockets. He should be okay.
Spreaders here for Johnny will help at least crowd control, but you got to get in tight on those shrapnel if you want to be efficiently killing them. And the rockets for Jack are riding out here, so that'll help the room finish at 208. And Jack indeed has increased the lead by about a second there. So a little over a second lead as we head in there. And Jack, rockets running low. Full rockets for Johnny, though. A little bit of an advantage here early.
Both racers still chasing that elusive first orb.
It's miles apart from what we watched in the opening match of the evening session here, where both were manipulating and getting very fast orbs.
Indeed.
Ooh, Jack swung that orb awfully close there to a swarmer. But he does have the first orb of this match as Johnny continues to chase. And that nuke might be there for the finish. Well, Jack goes for a bit early, maybe. For the seed. We'll keep the shrapnels out of the room. No, unfortunately. They keep attacking.
Still a lot of room left for Jack. Definitely grabbed the nuke way too early.
Meanwhile, Johnny continuing to not see an orb. But despite that, it's going to be a 317. And with this shrapnel explosion, Johnny's going to be out 321, 322. So, but another 6 seconds added to the lead by Jack. But probably if he was here in the room right now, would tell you he'd want more out of that room, given how long he had that orb versus Johnny not having it.
I think that's to be expected. Jackimus probably a little disappointed in himself there.
Well, he heads into tank trouble. Opening drop is a vulnerability in a bad location. Kind of dancing in the middle of everything here. Going to go for aggressive strats, it appears. Johnny getting rockets allows a huge cleanup. We got rockets here for Jack, and he gets clubbed down trying to avoid the bullets.
What a donkey.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. Orb down for Johnny. It's like it got tennised across. And more rockets for Johnny. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
I thought his name was Johnny.
Well, Johnny, Jackie, whatever. And then Johnny gets
He got
sniped.
shot.
He gets sniped. The tank, the tank trouble turmoil, the tumultuousness of this room continues tonight. Both now scrambling, but those rockets in the middle for Johnny, opening up a lead here, coming from 6 or 7 back, now leading by 5 and counting. It's continuing to grow, it appears. It is going to be over 10 seconds, Jack. This might be a 15-second lead.
Yeah, an enormous lead for Johnny. Huge collapse by Jackimus in tank trouble.
And the drops after the death did not help. We have grenades here for Johnny. Going to go down and use the grenades on the front. Gets an amazing drop here. What a location.
That's a primo spreader right there. That should get rid of both arms for Johnny.
Gonna have to go manuals the rest of the way here. Unfortunately takes the death. Jack, meanwhile, going lobber. And gonna ignore the rockets. Keep riding the lobber. Gonna have to dance through the bullets right now. Great location for that drop, but too bad it was a lobber, not a spreader.
And too bad Jackimus is player 2 and wouldn't have been able to use it anyway.
That is a solid point. I do forget you were the only 2 player, I think, left in the universe at this point.
Speaking of player 2, there's a player 2 spreader over on Johnny's side.
Gonna have to go manuals again here. And landing a bunch there in another set. 2 big volleys from Johnny there. Probably close to a form change at this point.
Jackimus still has gunners left.
That doesn't help necessarily, no. It's an invulnerability here, and final form coming up. Jack gets a great player 1 spreader and gets sniped going for it. The raking laser shot. Nothing is working for Jack in this battle. Honestly, Tank Trouble On has just been a comedy of errors on Jack's side of the screen.
He is a pretty funny man after all, Bri.
Well, unfortunately for him, this isn't funny. It's now 1-1. Hey, he gets a spreader in the right spot. Too bad he's kind of drawn dead at this point.
I don't know, Bri. I think he could make a miraculous comeback here.
And just to make things longer, gonna block it. Now getting rockets. Jack looking to finish it off. Probably needs one more. Nope, doesn't need it. Must have got more transfer than I noticed. 1-1 here, going to a
Quite
game
quite a
three.
lot of transfer damage was gotten there, actually. That was, one of those perfect spreaders when it doesn't matter.
Well, I admit I stopped paying attention because he'd already lost.
Yeah, what a loser.
Ah, come on. It's not his fault. It's genetic, man. Doe, wait a minute. All right, 1-1, Johnny and Jack. Let's see how game three is going to turn out. Big time game here. People who win game three, typically, I think it's something. I did go back and calculate this last year. It's something in the range of like 80%, 80 some percent chance you win the match. So you get that pivotal one to get you within one, and they got to win two. It really works in your advantage. Plus, typically the better racer will get it. So we'll have to wait and see how
Imagine
it.
that. Being
I
ahead in a
know.
series means you're more likely to win it.
I know. It's crazy. We're just getting set up here, and Jack is getting the manipulation ready to go. Gonna get set up, and Johnny ready to go. So should be underway. A game number three.
Well, it's a best of three now, Bry, and here we are starting game number three.
And for those wondering, our matchups tomorrow, we have the 16 seed ET Go Ham versus Space Colonizer elimination match. We've got for you Lucha Jim and Tapatio J, the 11 and 18 seed, an elimination match. And we also have for you in the top half J Pop for Life, last year's runner up, and Mr. Dino, GG Speedruns O, in the top half. Both will remain in the match, but who stays up top and advances to face Telio? Wait and see. That'll be happening tomorrow here on GG Speedruns. Meanwhile, how's the opening room gone while I've been talking about that?
It's a room that opens the race. You play it with a razor shield. We've got about a 40 versus a 42. Bit of an early lead for Jackimus here in game three.
Let's see how the early drops are going to play out. Jack actually sees the first drop second, but neither one's a great drop. A grenade in the top right, foot in the bottom left.
Nope, nothing too great yet for either racer.
And Jack just played a nuke. Now gets a razor. At least that's a good weapon in this room. And gets a spreader to follow. So getting some components to help kill quickly.
But not the component, unfortunately, for neither of our racers. No orbs to be seen, no rockets. Good nuke by Jack to finish it up.
Oh, and Johnny dies
Oh
to his
my,
shrapnel.
Johnny! That is a very costly death.
Rough. That is rough. Cost him, I'd say, at least 4 seconds. At least. That was bad.
Meanwhile, Jackimus going to work with grenades here inside Eat My Shrapnel. 3 grenades in a row now for Jackimus. 4 grenades in a row for Jackimus.
I feel like there's a bit here. Oh, quick bit. Oh, more grenades.
Unfortunately, this isn't Quake, and grenades are just not good here.
Don't worry, I'm sure the next drop will be better, because that was only 5 grenades out of 6. And an orb here for Johnny. You'd love to see it if you're Johnny. All right, next drop is a spreader for Jack. Let's see what Johnny gets coming in. Those rockets will allow him to clean up the room quickly to start. Rockets for Jack. Sight for sore eyes, Jack.
A real weapon. How novel.
Gonna use the nuke late here. The nuke, when you don't have an orb and you have rockets, that's always an interesting thought. When do you grab it? It's a conundrum, because you can grab it early trying to force more while you still have the weapon, or do you try to use it and get that big spawn so you have something to do while you're waiting for the spawns to resume?
So I believe that's 3 nukes in a row now for Jackimus.
Oh, you're doing a bit again? You probably should stop doing bits during a race.
I don't know. Maybe I just like fun too much. There's another nuke.
My goodness. Johnny, meanwhile, out at 316. Oh, hell yeah. And it's going to be a little 318 for Jack. So a 2-second lead for Johnny now.
Yeah, Johnny able to overcome the early deficit and is now in front of Jackimus.
So with that said, it's pretty close, and we should talk about there's Taco Bells and there's product placement with those Taco Bells. Tank trouble opening up here for JonnyLink. Gets a dude. Great location, terrible item. Meanwhile, spreaders here for Jack. Spreader for Johnny. Can Johnny get there? Nice little sideways dance to get there, and gets rid of one gunner. Jack, meanwhile, still dealing with two gunners. Gets rid of one now.
Gunner's gone for Jackimus. Johnny keeping his orb healthy. Had to dance around the room quite a bit to get rid of those gunners, but looks comfortably in control now.
That's what you want to be, just tight in the middle. You need to just half wall and come right back. And getting a little dicey for Johnny here, full corner retreat. Meanwhile, Jack getting early tank shots and nothing to help.
Johnny loses his orb, but it doesn't matter at this point. He's got rockets to finish the room.
Nice little 435. Jack picking up rockets, sees an orb, and not the best choice to grab that given the situation.
No, not really, but what do you expect? He's got brain damage.
Well, it is what
And the
it
brain
is.
damage.
Yeah. All right. It's about an 18-second lead, give or take. Johnny's setting up pretty nicely here. Jack with those rockets could definitely take out the original gunners, and then gets an invulnerability. And then a grenade. And now a great
There's
spreader.
a good spreader for Johnny. He's going to have to walk a bit to get to Mutoid, but he'll get at least a form out of it.
There goes that second arm. Now he's going for manuals here. He landed a little bit, but not too much at all. Dies going for it. Gets a lobber on the feet. Jack, meanwhile, using rockets, still trying to pop the first arm. Head pops for Johnny. Things are looking good for Johnny. Gets a spreader here. Couldn't die for it. Didn't know how long it'd been there. Good call. Trying for manuals. Resetting now. Trying again. There's a few. Getting a few more here, Jack. Oh, that's
and he got a bunch of transfer damage at the end.
He did. He sure did. Jack pops off the arm. Johnny now pounding away. The spreader might not be enough. Let's see. And it runs out without a dead mutoid. Gets nades though. Chest pop for Jack. These nades should do it. Johnny, well, he's going to go get the lobber. Decided he needed a little more damage. And yeah, you know what? He might have actually needed them.
Yeah, a little bit of inaccuracy from Johnny on the final form there, but it's not going to matter. He's taken this game decisively.
So with that, it's going to be 2-1 Johnny, a 641. Jack, meanwhile, somehow evades death there, picks up the rockets. And I want to point out, Jack's at 7 lives. So, Jack, it's not like Jack went out there and just kept dying. It just was not what you wanted to see in the way of drops in the regular arena at all. Nice little safety kill there from Jack. Turned a rocket on that shrapnel so it didn't take him out. And there it is, gets it done. Honestly, once the weapons got decent, very well fought by Jack. Celebratory death, I guess?
You have to give the people what they want, Bri, and people want the mine at the end of a run.
I suppose so. 2-1 for Johnny here. One victory away from the next round. Jack now going to have to win back-to-backs to stay alive here. Let's see how it lines up for a game number 4. Chat, who you got? Who's taking this? What are you feeling? Who are you wearing? What are you doing? These are all valid questions in some form, shape, or way.
I don't know, Bri. I think that Jackimus kid is cooked here.
All right, Jack is calling cooked Jack, and since I know the result, I will not be making a prediction. But it's kind of fun watching this because I purposely made myself half-ass pay attention when I was running it so that I could actually commentate it if it was going to run tonight. So there you go. And I got to think that Jackimus is really going to have to lean into the smugness of Jeff Brown here to really turn things around.
He's going to have to send a few of those bat guys to visit Pierre.
Well, that sounds pretty good to me. Well, let's see here. Johnny versus Jack, game 4. coming your way. And yeah, without the manipulation, it really kind of shows you. If you can get those manipulations down, it really just improves your consistency and makes you wonder if it'd be something worth picking up for tournament 10. I don't know. I don't know. Have to wait and
I
see.
think we're going to see a lot more manipulations for Tournament 10.
Honestly, there's very few people who don't use them at this point. So we're underway here, Jack and Johnny. Game number 4.
Once we get everything synchronized back up, yes, absolutely.
So they're both going to be doing the very typical general scramble around, use the shield, and just keep the doors under fire. Let's see how she's going to line up. Johnny is. Oh,
Oh, he gets clubbed by the
no.
very last swarmer.
That is disastrous. It's going to be a 39 for Jack. That is not what you want to do.
He just gave Jackimus 6 seconds there. Oof.
Not ideal. Spreader in the corner. Jack going to go for it. Let's see what Johnny gets here as an opening drop. It's a nuke in the bottom left. Just a terrible drop. Rockets for Jack. You love to see that.
Yeah, and an orb for Jack as well.
So let's see if Jack can be a little more careful with the orbs. Tank trouble's been bad to him. Like right now, it's just about let's build that lead and ride it out here. It should be a low 82nd for sure. Ooh, a little dicey, but gets it done. 83 here.
Lost the firing lane at the end of the room a bit, did Jackimus. Johnny's got some cleanup duty here, and the Shrap explodes. Ugh, brutal.
Now what you want to see, and that's about a 12-second lead now for Jack. Heading here, 123 versus a 135. Jack gets a razor, probably wouldn't even collect it if it didn't land on his feet, knowing the way Jack goes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Johnny. I don't think it cost him time. I think more it was trying the initial evade the swirl that cost him. This is not lining up well for Johnny thus far.
As you said earlier, the exact opposite, though. Everything is, in fact, not coming up Millhouse for Johnny right now.
Yeah, that's not how you want to be successful in the National Smash TV League, that's for sure. Jack getting a spreader to open up. Total carnage. Sees a razor, goes and gets it, and will keep him good and safe. Johnny, meanwhile, has swarmers left without shrapnels. Yikes.
Yeah, that's never fun, but on top of a couple unfortunately timed deaths, Johnny not really getting a whole lot of help from the game in terms of drops here right now, Bri.
Does pick up rockets here. Maybe this is the start of the climb back. Meanwhile, Jack, a little loosey-goosey with his middle movement here. His lanes are decent, but he's a little wide on those movements, and it is letting some swarmers get in tight.
Yeah, it's almost like he's drunk or something.
Well, you shouldn't do that if you're Jack. But you're not. It's going to be 305. At least not this Jack. Different Jack. Let's see if Johnny can get it under 20 seconds. I don't know. He spent a long while without an orb. But Jack was a little wild on the move.
Yeah, there's opportunity for Johnny to get back in this thing, especially if he gets some really amazing drop at the start of Tank Trouble.
Oof.
That would be nice.
It's going to be a 26 to 27 second lead. Jack opening drop is a nuke. Very solid. He can get rid of one gunner easy that way. And we'll have to wait and see how he's going to play the rest of it. Meanwhile, Johnny still in the bonus room. He will enter this room about 26 and a half seconds behind Jackimus. So humongous advantage. Jack with a nuke on the feet. You love that in a race. You just immediately kill that gunner and go back to that efficient lane firing.
Yeah, all Jackimus has to do is just control the center, and there won't be any turmoil in this Tank Trouble.
Which would be a change from what's been going on tonight. Johnny kind of getting cornered a little. Loses his orb on the left door. And look at this, guys. A Tank Trouble that wasn't a flaming disaster. Jack does have a shrapnel blow up at the end, but recognized and got out of the way. So it's a 421 give or take here for Jack. Johnny almost stepped on that mine. Oh my goodness. That was terrifying.
A late replacement orb for Johnny here, at least, is all
And
he
he
used
drops.
it.
That's unfortunate. Jack gets a spreader. He's going to take a death for that one. And he is going to have no problem getting that. Johnny, meanwhile, is now losing time in this room. Uh, Jack couldn't decide whether he was going for the key or not, backed off. He is going to manual, getting some shots in, and gets a grenade. And Johnny's
I,
still here, and he's going to be out. Oh my goodness, this is a humongous lead.
I think Jack was more concerned about running into the mine than the key.
Well, either way, he kept it safe and got another form out of that spreader. Or form change, I should say. Not say a full form. And now landing lobber shots, gets another lobber opportunity. So things are looking really good for Jack here. Johnny, meanwhile, trying to land some shots. Couldn't get to that refill. And Jack gets another lobber. Here's a spreader for Johnny.
Well, great opportunity for Johnny to try to get back in this thing here.
Jack, meanwhile, dodging a shrapnel, landing shots. Final form, another spreader for Johnny. And Jack is in the danger zone because he has a North American card. So those laser shots are firing constantly.
Very, very aggressive Mutoid is on the American cart, which is why most people prefer the Japanese one.
Well, it doesn't matter here in the long run. Jack is going to take this one. Johnny got lots of spreaders in this battle to close it down a little. He gets pushed into the rocket, though. You can see him shake his head, but does not matter in the longest shot, as it was already over. And now blocked because, of course, he was.
Yeah, I think Johnny, at least his start of his Mutoid fight was much faster than Jackimus in this one. It's just, he entered Mutoid with such a deficit from the arena that it's pretty hard to come back.
Well, you need some gifts to get through that, or for them to get absolutely just nothing. Just nothing. Well, you know what? Johnny takes a death, but will be able to get this lobber. So let's see here. Will this be enough to finish it out for Johnny?
I think so, Bri.
And indeed,
Very accurate
will.
fire on the final form for Johnny.
Well, you love to see that. We're going to a game 5 here, a decider for who stays and who goes. And Johnny's going to be out here in about a 7:04, 7:05. So Jack pulls up a big W there. And if he lost Johnny's feet or what's going on here? Unless it only shared a certain part. I don't know. Maybe there was a break. Oh, searching last match. Thank you very much. We're good. We'll be underway here. There was a small little break that took place here. I had to step away for a moment. I think Jack went to either have a smoke or use the bathroom or wanted to do one of those. It didn't. But it's like a minute or something like that.
Something about his favorite baseball player, I believe.
Yes, that was the bathroom reference, indeed. So while we're getting this set up here, again, I remind you, triple header Saturday. It's going to be pretty dang good. 2 elimination matches, Dino and J-Pop. Will J-Pop continue that hot streak and really continue to just put a stamp on things and get ready to rock and roll towards a showdown down the way here and make it to the grand finals? I would not be shocked in the slightest. J-Pop is, I think, still third on the leaderboard, but it's like milliseconds behind my time and has been throwing down 5-1Xs like nobody's business. So, you know, should be good times. Well, we're just kind of getting ready to set here. Still trying to find it, track it down. We'll be on our way. Jack, are you excited for game number 5?
I am very excited for game number 5, Bri. You always love to see it come down to the wire. I'm sure both the runners are quite nervous, though, however.
Oh, there's nothing quite like a game 7. I've only ever had to deal with the one, and that was versus my opponent to come here on, it looks like Tuesday, tentatively, 8 Eastern, against Prince Leaf, who put me on the ropes in Tournament 5 back in the day. It was up 3-2 even, but didn't quite work out for him. Regardless, we're underway. Game number 5, and Jack is just slaughtering with that shield. He's got a chance to break this thing, and he does. Wow.
And able to finish out with a nuke. Unfortunately, nuke not in the greatest spot for Jackimus, so despite all that, it's going to be a high 39.
It's going to be about a 1 second lead, give or take some frames. Let's see how the drops are going to line up here. So Jack leads in to collect power-ups. Johnny and Jack down. A great drop for Johnny. An opening orb, delayed or not, great drop.
Meanwhile, Jack is putting on his new pair of shoes and moving faster.
Gets a nuke now, just clean up the room, trying to force an orb drop here. And gets an invulnerability. With the foot, a solid pairing. Can use it very offensively if you want to. And gets an orb, so lining up nicely late. Nuke for Johnny, 121, 122 range. And it's going to be Jack taking out the shrapnel. We're talking like a 7 to 8 second lead here. So a lead change in to eat my shrapnel.
Yeah, but RNG not really playing favorites in this deciding game. Both runners with an orb early. You'll love to see it, Bri.
Indeed, you get that, and provided you take care of business, you're not going to end up going too far afield. You just got to stay alive, keep that orb healthy, wealthy, and wise.
I didn't know the orb could think for itself, Bri.
It sometimes plays like it has a mind of its own. Jack with a bit of a dicey break, but gets it done. Johnny out at 208 into total carnage. But a bit of a time gain. Jack makes up about 3 seconds there. So it's about a 4 second lead now. And Johnny drops the orb. A bit of a mistake early.
Nerves getting to Johnny in game 5, perhaps.
Jackimus, meanwhile, they're pressuring in a little, but he's keeping the orb healthy. Gets a razor. That'll clean things up nicely. And a rocket for Johnny, so a solid drop here. He's going to go get it here after the spreader runs out. Jack, meanwhile, loses the orb trying to break the shield.
Well, Jackimus likes his aggression, but this time it did not work out for him, Bri.
But he gets an orb almost immediately to make up for it. And he's trying to get to those rockets, plays it safe, good, smart move, but Johnny still leads as we head into the secret room. And in fact, it's going to be a 1 second gain for Johnny, despite the early orb drop.
Yeah, Johnny just played the room well, other than losing the orb, of course.
And now the advantage is to Jack, despite losing a second there. Coming in with an orb. Tank trouble. Drop is a foot, not what you want to see if you're Johnny. Let's see what Jack's going to get. Meanwhile, Johnny's second drop is a dude on a mine. Grenades on the feet for Jack. That is really atrocious, but gets a rocket to follow up. And he's got both gunners, as does Johnny.
Yeah, gunners down for both, so it's about controlling. All Jackimus needs to do is to keep that orb healthy and control. Johnny needs drops.
Drops in a good scramble. Gets an invulnerability. That helps with the scrambling, but he wants to see a little bit of that. Gets a nuke. Jack is getting pressured heavily, but he's keeping the orb alive here. He is doing what he needs to do. He's got a tank on the left, and they're closing in, and he runs into a bullet. That's what happens in tank trouble. It all starts to slide. You don't want to see that.
No, you don't want to. Jackimus is able to recover and finish the room off. Johnny still has a bit of work to do in tank trouble here.
Also got clubbed down there late, but you can see keeping it close. It's going to be about an 11-second lead here. Jack takes out the swirl, gets an invulnerability. What a terrible drop. And a rocket he doesn't see immediately, so he can't get it. So a disastrous opening for Jack. Johnny coming in with part of a spreader, trying to line up to deal some damage. He gets a little bit, but he's shot down. Jack, I think, got a spreader on a death.
Yeah, he's gotten one arm taken out with that spreader before getting vibrated into.
Meanwhile, Jack looking back-to-back rockets. Johnny with a lobber gets sniped. Next drop is a lobber. Another rocket for Jack. These are not the drops you want to see. A key for Johnny. Now a lobber for Jack. Nice grab in against the treads. Here's a spreader for Jack. This one is, couldn't really tell when it was there. And he
He doesn't
misses it.
get it.
Gets a rocket now. At least he's got a weapon. Another rocket. Johnny pops the second arm. We're on the same form. Lead still Jack's. But by how much? Looks like, I'd say half a form, give or take. Gonna get a grenade. Johnny runs out of ammo. He has us a lobber available. Rockets for Jack. These drops have been atrocious for Jack.
They haven't been great for either runner, if I'm being truthfully honest, right?
Location and quality and a vulnerability. Lobber for Jack. He's building his lead right now. Johnny gets a lobber, and it is lining up nicely at the moment for Jack.
Yeah, final form for Jackimus. He's about a form ahead here.
It's a grenade, but man, what a terrible location. Gets it now. Took a bit of a long about route. Didn't want to get sniped with a crazy laser shot. Gets a lobber to follow. Might have been trying to shoot the shrapnel, perhaps. Johnny on the second last form. Pumping away the last few shots. Gets another lobber opportunity. Jack pounding home shots. Runs out, though. Gets a grenade. And he's going to get it. JackimusWedge is going to win game 4 and game number 5 to advance to the next round. And
Stylish finish from Johnny, though. He kills Mutoid and gets a game over from a shrapnel on the same frame.
I mean, he was already drawing dead, but can you imagine that cost him? That would have been one for the ages. Either way, Johnny, unfortunately, exiting out. Already said, looking forward to tournament 10. So there you go, guys. It's only the second set to go 5. Wow, it's been quite the lack of drama this year. Normally we get a bunch of 5s early on, so kind of crazy here, Jack. Either way,
well, it's also still maybe slightly less than halfway through the tournament, since we had to take a few breaks for scheduling purposes here and there, but seems like everything's in full swing now.
Absolutely. We'll have to wait and see how they line up. But keep in mind, the best of 7s are coming up soon. Once you make it to round 4, top or bottom, you will be looking at best of 7s. So we're not too far away from some extended Smash TV action. Either way, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, here on GG Speedruns. Triple header action. Looking forward to it. Jack, thanks for joining me for these. Hopefully, you can catch some action tomorrow with the rest of it.